What's up, Fam Jam? It's your guy, Tyler.
Who? Star-Lord, man. Legendary outlaw.
And today, you are watching Super Squad D, where the D stands for Destiny, because it was destined to happen. I was eventually gonna make this video. Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 11:11 p.m.
I thought she was gonna say, it's Omnibus collection time. Apparently not. Thanks a lot for ruining the gag, Alexa. Today, I wanna take you through my Omnibus collection. Before we jump into it, I have counted and I have over 235 Omnibus. Now, what do I mean by Omnibus? Well, I mean these hardcover collections that literally say the word Omnibus on them. If it doesn't say the word Omnibus, I did not count it. However, I am going to show you my whole hardcover collection, because if you take the books that really probably would qualify as Omnibus, but don't have the word on there, the collection is closer to around 250 plus.
It's over 9,000! What, 9,000?
I'm super excited to show you guys my collection. I haven't made one of these videos since 2017, so let's jump into it. And here we go. Now, one of the most interesting things about someone's collection is how they have it displayed. Let me tell you, my collection has no rhyme or reason to how it's displayed. Well, that's not true. It has looks. I go for kind of an aesthetic feel. So here we got all the Spider-Man Omnibus. Well, a lot of them here at the top. 1, 2, definitely got to pick up 3, and then 4. And of course, we've got Spider-Man by miscellaneous and Larson. Great book. And then, of course, Roger Stern Spider-Man, which is my favorite Spider-Man omnibus and my favorite Marvel omnibus overall, one of them. I think it's the best Spider-Man book out for sure. Now, let me just tell you, I have read about 40% of my entire collection, which is shameful, I know. So I will tell you which ones I've read and which ones I've yet to read. So I've read all of these. We got The Amazing Spider-Man over here by another miscellaneous McFarlane. That was a great book, really fun. And then, of course, his adjectiveless Spider-Man. Love this omnibus. Love Todd McFarlane art. Clone Saga. You know I got mad nostalgia for the Clone Saga because it's the books that I grew up with. Read them both when they came out in singles. Haven't reread them since. Ben Reilly, 1 and 2, also got mad love for these series. A lot of nostalgia there. Read all these Spider-Man books so far. I have yet to reread this, but I want to, even though I read it in singles when it came out. Spider-Man by John Byrne. Fun omnibus. I really like one of the series inside this omnibus. Very worth reading. The name escapes me right now. Spider-Man by Straczynski. Gosh darn it, what a controversial run. Really love the first volume, really hate the second volume because the worst story of all time since past is in this volume, and I hate it. I hate everything about it. It's my least favorite story of all freaking time. Ultimate Spider-Man. Oh, Ultimate Spider-Man right here. I can point and see. This is a gift from my friend Raleigh. Got to get a dust jacket made for it. And then Tangled Web. I've not read this book, actually. This is the first Spider-Man omnibus we've gotten to that I have not read. Miles Morales. Really great series. I've read the first issues, but I haven't read the second omnibus. Looking forward to getting to it. Untold Tales of Spider-Man. Great, super underrated book. Love those stories. I also love Kurt Busiek. Ultimate Spider-Man. This volume, fantastic. Pick up the reprint when it comes out, please. It is great up until that issue 50. Then we get all the Captain Americas. Now, I've only read the first 2 volumes. They are A++. Really love them, and I'm planning on revisiting them at some point, especially around the 4th of July. Did I spoil a video? Maybe. Now we're down here to row 2. We got Daredevil, Marvel Knights, which I absolutely need a custom dust jacket of because I wanted to say Daredevil. It ticks me off that it doesn't. Then we got Daredevil Man Without Fear. Of course, this is Bendis and Brubaker's prolific runs that are really super intertwined. Loved Brubaker stuff, and I like Bendis stuff okay. It was good. I still think it's kind of overrated. That's just me. Everyone hates me for it. Shadowland, great book, a lot of fun, really enjoyed it. The tie-ins, not so great, but okay. Now, Daredevil by Wade. I haven't read either one of these Omnibus, and I really want to. This is where my Daredevil modern reading stops right there, so I really got to get on that and read some of those. Deadpool Classic was fun. Enjoyed it. Nothing to write home about. I've read Daredevil, the Minibus 1, but I haven't read 2 or 3. Did I say Daredevil? Oh my gosh, it clearly is late. I'm an idiot. Deadpool. Deadpool by Joe Kelly. That was one of the first omnibus I got. Enjoyed it quite a bit. Poston and Dugan, Daredevil. Loved. Why do I keep saying Daredevil? What the flip? Poston and Dugan, Deadpool. I really liked it. It was fun. I read it digitally. Deadpool and Cable, also super fun series. Cannot recommend this series highly enough. I also read that digitally, but thoroughly enjoyed it. We get over here to the Fantastic Four section. Well, partially. We got Kirby 1, 2, and 3. Haven't read any of them. I'm just not a big Silver Age guy. I got them for the collectible aspect of them and how important their run was, but I don't know when I'm going to get to read them. Now, John Byrne Fantastic Four, on the other hand, I've heard is amazing, and I absolutely want to read it. Haven't gotten to it, but I want to read it. Howard the Duck, cool beans. Here's a book series I also would like to get into is Peter David Hulk. I've heard nothing but good things about it. I really would like to read it. It's on my list of maybe upcoming at some point in the near future. World War Hulk, very fun. I read not all of that, but a lot of it digitally. Planet Hulk, amazing. Loved that book. I've got 2 of this book right here. What? This is crazy. It's because I got the DM variant cover. Once it came back in stock at in-stock trays, I missed it originally. I just really loved this run. Probably won't hang on to this one. I'll probably get rid of it, but who knows. And then Dan Slott, She-Hulk. Want to read it. Haven't made it to it. We're getting down here. See Stiltman's legs there. Hello, Stiltman. Thor. This is one of my 5 favorite books in my collection. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. Love that book. Also, Heroes Return, mad nostalgia. I love this Thor Heroes Return book. I haven't read the second volume, but I've read the first and adored it. I gotta get to the second one at some point. Thor by Straczynski, fun run, read it digitally. Very good, but it didn't really stick the ending. War of the Realm, haven't read, really want to. That is a chunky book. Then Venom. Look how nice these Venom books look. I can't wait to add more Venom books. Is this right here? Is where another Venom book's gonna go at some point. Venom 1, 2, and 3. Haven't read one of them, but they look really neat. Spider-Man vs. Venom, also haven't read, but I'd like to. Uncanny X-Men, here we go. Let's start the show. I have read all of these digitally, but I love them. They are amazing. Everybody should read them. X-Men 1 and 2, great books. Oh, jeez, I got a Charlie horse in my foot. I'm okay, I almost just died there. X-Men 1 and 2, good stuff. X-Men 1 and 2, some of my first omnibus, also in my 5 favorite omnibus in my collection. Mutant Massacre, super excited that's getting a reprint for those who missed it. Get out of here, you Deadpool. X-Men Classic. Heard good things, haven't read it. Onslaught, great memories of that from when I was a kid, but I don't really remember that much about it. I remember reading it. It was a 90s book, but I really don't remember that much about it. Age of Apocalypse. Fun fact, have not ever read either one of these books. Don't really know much about the Age of Apocalypse other than the general plot and the costume design, which makes for good action figures. X-Men versus the 12, though. Love this book. This is a super underrated X-Men book. I know. People are like, it's so 90s. It's crazy. It's not good. I loved it. I remember reading some of these issues in the Metro Center Mall in Jackson, Mississippi as a kid. Great stuff. There's a comic book shop there. X-Men Revolution, have not read, but seems like it'd be right up my alley. And now, to the last shelf. More X-Men goodness. Morrison X-Men, read it in singles when it came out, and then I reread it digitally at some point. Pretty good. I actually think it's a little overrated. I really don't like what they did with Zorn. Very confusing with all the retcons later. Astonishing X-Men by Joss Whedon is amazing and is definitely worth reading if you haven't read it yet. It's super good. X-Force, did a review with Jess on that. Really loved it. These 2 books I've read. I've yet to read the 3rd one, Cable and the X-Force, but I loved the first 2 books. Super good. And then Uncanny X-Force. Who doesn't like that by Rick Remender? If you don't like that, you must be in Al-Qaeda or something, because it's amazing, and I love it, and it's great. Excalibur, I want to read this. I was super excited when it came out. Haven't gotten to it yet, but it is near up on my list, as it is a part of my reading plan. Wolverine 1, was really glad this got reprinted. Really looking forward to Wolverine 2. Wolverine by Mark Millar. God, I just really don't like Mark Millar as a writer. I think he's just super edgelord and like just is super dark for no reason. But I didn't hate that book. Enemy of the State was a fun storyline. Wolverine by Jason Aaron, on the other hand, haven't read. Heard good things about. I'd like to read. I got both of those. And then, of course, Wolverine and the X-Men, which is a really good book, and I believe is also getting a reprint. Really glad for that. That was a really fun book. Not as new reader friendly, but it was very, very fun. I mean, it's not new reader friendly. It's not like overly complicated. It's just kind of throws you smack dab in the middle. Weapon X, The Return. Omar super baited me on when it came out, and I have yet to read. Thanks a lot, Omar. Ecstatic, also a book I've heard great things about. I've heard it's really funny, and I like comedy books, so we'll get to it at some point. X-Men Grand Design, cannot recommend this book highly enough. I know that it is not a one-for-one retelling of the original first 100 and some odd issues of the X-Men, but it is my headcanon for how everything went down. Ed Piskor masterfully weaves the X-Men history in together in a way that makes it really, really fun, really makes sense, and ties storylines together. I have 2 of these books. Why? Because one of them is for my friend Scott. I picked it up, and I have not gotten to see him cause the pandemic. I got my shots now, I'm good. X-Men Legacy Legion, haven't read it, but I really like the show. Who's with me? Was the show amazing or what? New Mutants, love this book, absolutely. Got a review coming with Jess Bragg on that sometime in the near future. Cannot get enough New Mutants, absolutely loved it, masterpiece. Alpha Flight, on the other hand, this omnibus pisses me off. This is one of my least favorite omnibus because look at this freaking round spine. Hashtag Team Flat Spine. Team Flat Spine all the way. That round spine pisses me off. These are books that I got this month. Well, these 2 I picked up this month. You guys haven't even seen these. You didn't even know. Spoilers! Conan the Barbarian. I've never read any Conan, but quite a few people told me that was the Conan book to get. And then Tony Stark Iron Man by Dan Slott was a book that nobody told me to get, but I got it anyway because I wanted to see if it was as bad as everyone says. We're going to find out. These 2 books did not include in my omnibus total, absolutely should be omnibus, and once I get my custom dust jackets made, which I'm going to do, they will say omnibus. And then magically, they will be a part of the collection. These books over here, I don't want to talk about it. I'm just kidding. These are awesome. This has every Super Nintendo game in there. It is super cool. Really quick, even though we're on a time crunch here because we got a bunch of books to get through, let me just show you. I mean, look. Cool spot. Classic Super Nintendo game. 7-Up mascot game. Very cool. Love that book. I just flip through that sometimes with my daughter. All right, so this is what this entire shelf looks like. Okay. This is part of my Marvel collection. Onwards to the next section. Okay, the rest of the Marvel books, here we go. In, again, visual particular order, we've got Avengers by Kurt Busiek. I have read both of these books when they came out many moons ago. I remember almost nothing about it, and I'm kind of embarrassed to even put it in my read list because I really need to reread those. New Avengers by Bendis, on the other hand, got in singles when it came out. Big fan. That volume 1 really sucks. Come on, Omar, make it happen. Uncanny Avengers by Rick Remender. Great book. The ending was a little bit lackluster, but really loved it. Secret Warriors, love this book. One of the most underrated books, not only by Hickman, but one of the most underrated omnibus by Marvel, and I really hope they reprint it because it is out freaking standing. Secret Wars, it is what it is. Fun crossover 80s event. You either love it or you hate it. I like it. I guess I don't really love it or hate it. Annihilation, This is the Saga. I read Annihilation. It was okay. I didn't love it. For a long time, this was a huge whale, and I actually got this on eBay for like right at cover price when it was a super big whale. And, well, I don't know if it was cover price. I got it for $125. This may be one of the few books I paid over cover for. No. $125. Conquest. Haven't read it. Haven't read any of these. I want to, but this one was just kind of underwhelming. The Eternals. Picked this up because Jack Kirby. Slightly interested. I don't know when I'll get to reading it, but at some point. And then, of course, the Infinity Saga. Thanos, the Infinity Origin. Haven't read it. Definitely read it. Liked the Infinity Gauntlet quite a bit. Shout out to my man Tyler Chu, who loves this book. Infinity Crusade. Thanos, the Infinity Saga. Haven't read it. So I've only read this book out of this whole set. I don't know, maybe at some point I'll do like a read-through of the cosmic stuff. What do you think? Donnie Cates Marvel Universe did a spoiler-free review on the channel. Go check it out. Great book. Really liked it. Again, sticking with the colored theme, we get down to the books I dislike the most the look of, and that is these 3 books. I am getting a custom dust jacket made for these 3 books. Wow, they annoy me to no end with the fact that this logo is down here. But I've read Elektra, I've read both Daredevils by Miller. Holy crap, there's no amount of positive praise I could say to add to what everyone else feels about these books. They're incredible. They do not disappoint. Starts off a little slow, but then once it gets going and it's proper Miller, it's incredible. Absolute Carnage, just read. Absolutely loved it. Holy freaking crap. Cates is crushing it at everything he does. This Carnage book, I've not read. This right here, got to get a custom dust jacket made. Doesn't belong in the Omnibus collection. Couldn't put it in the count. But I do like the idea that I'm going to get a dust jacket made for it. Again, haven't read these books. I've read Blue. That's the only one. I'm going to read those at some point. Alias, which is Jessica Jones. Haven't read it. Ghost Rider, Jason Aaron. Jason Aaron. Aaron. Haven't read it. Devil Dinosaur, I've read it. What a cute little book. What a cute little omnibus. Doctor Strange by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko. I've read that one. It was fun. Okay, Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme. Is there a second volume of this? I think there is, and I think I missed it. I need to pick it up. What the heck? Look at how dumb he looks here, just by himself. What the flip? Silver Surfer. I can't believe this got reprinted, man. Great book, but I can't believe it got reprinted. In fact, I think this might be the best Silver Age book, the best Stan Lee book that is in existence. Don't at me. Silver Surfer by Slott. Quite enjoyed it. Second half was much better than the first, but I just really enjoyed it. Allred's art is always good. Guardians of the Galaxy by Bendis. Read it digitally. Kind of didn't like it. Kind of sucked. Abnett and Landing Guardians, on the other hand, haven't read. Guardians Solo Classics. Got that from Ollie's on the cheap. Guardians by Dugan. Also haven't read. What's your favorite Guardians title? Mine is... I don't want to say Bendis because I didn't really like it, but I guess I haven't really read the others. I don't really know what to do right now. I put myself in a catch-22 situation. Let's just talk about Star Wars. Star Wars got these on eBay for like $30 a pop a few years back. They were just giving these things away, dude. This UK collection, I did give away a copy of under the Winter of Star Wars. It was super fun. Jason Aaron, love this Star Wars book, love this Vader. Super excited about the Soul Vader Omnibus, which I've also read the contents of, and it's awesome. Aphra is on my list to read. Can't wait to read this. I've heard nothing but good things about it. And come on, like, Aphra was the best part of Vader's run. Well, okay, Vader Down was the best part of that run, but still, Aphra was awesome. Down here, these books I got for posterity's sake, not because I actually think I'll enjoy reading them. Again, don't at me. But I just like the art. I like the fact that Marvel, the story behind it, the fact they remastered these books and they really didn't have to because they had to update them because they didn't have the digital files of it. It's a love letter from Marvel to the fans, and I wanted to support them in that because I love love. What can I say? Moon Knight, I read it. It was good. The second half was way better than the first half. was good-ish. I mean, it was very 70s. If that's not your thing, you're not gonna like it. Iron Fist, on the other hand, is a top 10 of the last decade. I mean, if I could pick 10 books, both of these books, Hawkeye and The Immortal Iron Fist, would both be on my top 10 list for the last decade. Immense praise. Miss Marvel, great omnibus. We need a second volume of that, actually. Superior Foes of Spider-Man. See, we got the white theme going here. Let's really try to keep it together. The Superior Foes of Spider-Man, haven't read it. I like Nick Spencer. I'm kind of embarrassed to say I haven't read that. More Fantastic Four. Looking forward to the Hickman Volume 1 reprint. This is Volume 2. Look at that. Lonely. Now we're going to get copyright striked because I'm saying that so accurately. Heroes Reborn. I had that in singles. I had all these in singles when they came out because I'm a hashtag 90s kid. Hashtag only 90s kids will remember. But I actually don't remember anything about it. So probably should reread it at some point. Runaways, great series and a really fun Hulu show. Man, this was great. The Hulu show was great. Loved it. Actually, one of the few books that I actually got the hardcovers of and then upgraded to. If you can't tell, I'm primarily an omnibus collector. Oz. I got this for my daughter. Haven't read it yet. She's just now learning to read, so we'll probably jump into that soon-ish. New Warriors. I got it because Omar told me to. Morbius, I got it because I told myself to. Punisher, I got it before I realized I don't really like all that many dark books, but I should give it a try. I haven't read it, and I haven't read this one. I don't know, man. I don't really like super dark books. Whatevs. I'm going to give it a go at some point. I've heard great things about this Loki by Kieron Gillen. Did you like it? Maybe. This was another book, this Busiek Iron Man, like these Star Wars, that, bro, they were giving these away on eBay. I mean, they could not get rid of them. Marvel Now, again, got it at Ollie's for super cheap. I couldn't pass it up. It was like $8, man. I mean, I have no desire to have that on, but for $8, come on, I'm taking it. Maybe it's like 15, I don't know. Anyway, guys, onwards to DC. Okay, take a deep breath and begin. Neil Adams by Batman. Nope, that's not right. That's not right at all. Batman by Neil Adams. I haven't read it, and I've almost sold it a few times, but I don't know. I keep telling myself, like, maybe I'm going to read it. I don't rightfully know, sir. Batman Road to No Man's Land. None of these have I read. All of these have I purchased. I am planning on doing a big Batman read-through. I just don't know when. I got all these recently, like in the last year. Definitely going to do it. So my DC reading is much lower than my Marvel, and also much smaller is my collection. Much smaller is my collection. Green Arrow, Hunter's Longbow, got it because I know it's good. I'm looking forward to reading it at some point. I did do the Summer of DC last year. I did read a lot of DC, but I didn't quite make it to all these. Injustice, however, I have read digitally. It is incredible! Volume 1. Gotham Central, I haven't read, but my buddy Lewis made an awesome play mix on Spotify to listen to when you read Gotham Central. Check that out because it is great listening to music. Teen Titans by Johns, have read it, bought it in singles, freaking loved it. Haven't got around to rereading it yet. Nightwing, I have not read that Nightwing book. It's New 52, right? Pretty sure. It's New 52. This just came in. I have yet to read the New 52, but I have read Rebirth. Harley Quinn! Yikes! Hashtag Harley Quinn is overrated. I don't know, man. Jess Bragg told me that. Everyone from his channel came and said that, so I assume it's true. I don't know. I've read the first 2 volumes, first volume and a half digitally. Haven't made it to these yet. It was okay. The show was much better. Final Crisis. Boy, I'm planning on doing a Crisis read-through. It was at the very end of the Summer of DC that I was going to do it, and I just didn't make it to it, but I don't know. It's going to happen at some point. There's just so many crises. How many times can you have a crisis? It can be the end. Animal Man by Jeff Lemire. Jess made me buy this because of another book that I got. Swamp Thing. I'm going to read it when I read Swamp Thing. Over here. Ding, Titan. Do, 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 do. I have read the first two, haven't read the last three. Now, I know this was the original print, this is the new print, and I'm missing some stuff in between these. Maybe someone in the comments can let me know, someone who knows more about comics than I do, because I don't know. The Spectre. I got super baited by Jess on this. Saw his video on it and was like, man, that looks good. Let's get that. I haven't read it. Justice Society of America. This is my new venture. This is what I'm just starting to read. I'm super excited to read these three. Finally broke down. I found them, got them for a good price. Here we are. I'm just starting. I can't wait to get in. Legion of Superheroes. 5 years later. I got this because I badly want to like the Legion of Superheroes. Do you ever just have a character or a book you want to like, but you don't because you haven't really read much by it? I've not read all that much Legion, but I think the concept is cool and I want to. Wonder Woman by Azzarello, have not read. This freaking book right here. This went out of print so fast last year, and I can't believe they've not made more copies available because this was like super sought after. I'm looking forward to reading that. This will probably be the next Wonder Woman book I read. The George Perez stuff is amazing. Absolutely love it. Can't recommend it enough. So freaking good. And I'm not one who likes older books. Swamp Thing New 52. Look at that. Super excited to get into that. That just came out. These two I just picked up and are going to be in this month's haul. Yep, spoiler alert. Also, Injustice 2, I missed somehow, but I'm glad I got it. These new, along with some of the Marvel books. And down here, ew, just ignore those deluxe hardcovers. We're not here to talk about that. The Goon, these are books that, would you classify these as omnibus? I mean, they don't say the word omnibus, so I didn't include them in my count, but maybe? Question mark? Same with these Power Ranger books. Look at all these Power Ranger books. I love Power Rangers. You know this. I've done a review on the channel. Would you consider these omnibus? I mean, I didn't include them in the total count, but I mean, they're kind of like omnibus. Or are they just deluxe? I don't know. Either way, go read them. They're amazing. And my friend is about to start writing a Power Rangers book. Frank Gogol! How cool is that? Okay, guys, we're nearing the end of the video. This is my favorite shelf. I made it with my friend, and by I made it, I mean he set it all up, designed it all, and then told me where to put the nails, but it was super fun. It took me like freaking 30 hours to do. So sturdy. This is so cool. This is the first shelf that I ever got. I'm so happy. This is nostalgia, man. Usagi Yojimbo, look at that, very cool. These are the soft covers. I heard that we're getting a hardcover reprint. I'm super excited about the hardcover reprint, so I'm gonna be picking those up. Hellsing Volume 1, once I read it, I will decide if I want Volume 2. Yes, I know a lot of these are sealed. Don't at me. Blade of the Immortal, loved it. Volume 2 is on the way. Rachel Rising Black, Omnibus, it is on Omnibus. I liked Rachel Rising. The ending just really disappointed me. I know. Back to DC. After we took our momentary indie break. Another Crisis book. There's more Crisis to read, I guess. I have this book twice. I'm not even putting the other edition in this video because what's the freaking point? I do need to sell it though. If you need it, let me know. Planetary. One of the best books I've ever read in my life. No Kappa. He-Man, one of the most fun books I read last year in the summer of DC. Totally shocked me and caught me off guard. You guys, you viewers at home told me to read it, and I did it, and you were right. So now I'm going to do whatever you tell me to do in the comments. New 52 Omnibus. I really liked the concept. I read 52 when it came out. Not New 52, just 52. I read like a few of the issues when they originally came out, and then I kind of fell out of collecting. So I'm really looking forward to getting back to that book. Grayson, what an amazing book. My friend Ryan Sace bought it for me because he loves me more than anything in life and wants you to know that I know that I'm ranked higher than him in Rainbow Six Siege. Grant Morrison's Omnibus JLA. Bought it blindly. I feel like Morrison might be a touch overrated. I don't know. But I do want to read that. DC 1 Million, also Grant Morrison, also excited to read. I really like the concept behind that. What, another Grant Morrison? It's almost like someone put these in order for a reason. Doom Patrol, I've heard nothing but good things about. And the show, I've also heard is really good. Unlike Titans, which is, I've watched Titans. I'm looking forward to that. 0 Hour, I got this solely because of nostalgia and the rainbow colors. Look how good that looks, man. Look how good that looks. I read part of it as a kid, the event, but I don't remember any of it, so I'm not counting it in my read list. Justice League International Omnibus Volume 1. Wait, I think there's a Volume 2 of this. Holy crap, I need to go order. Be right back. And we're back. That was fast. It's almost like I didn't really go order it, but I do need to pick it up. Flash by John's Omnibus. I've read 1 and 2. Have not read 3. Great book. Green Lantern by John's. Also amazing, but I've only read the first 1.5. What? And I call myself a collector. Jeez, for shame. I know it's great. I love the first bit. I just haven't made it back to it. I'm the kind of guy who reads a book and then is like, okay, let's move on to something else instead of like, let's blow through all of them. So that's why I've read a lot of Volume 1s, but not Volume 2s. I'm planning on circling back around. Swamp Thing, Nancy Collins. Great spine, right? Look at this spine. That's A++. DC has better spines than Marvel. I said it and I meant it. Neil Gaiman, look at how beautiful these look. Sandman, Omnibus, Volumes 1 through 3, have not read. But I got those on like a buy 2, get 1 free at Target or something, so it was a really good price. Okay, now to the Batman shelf, where I am going to be doing a big Batman read-through at some point. When? I don't know. I don't know. Batman by Loeb in sale. Let me just say, I'll let you know what I have read. Just assume I haven't read any of this. Batman by Paul Dini. Taylor Brown has been all over me to read this, so I think I'll probably read that. He always tells me to read this one because he thinks it's better than Hush or something. I don't know. He's crazy. And then Batman and Robin. He's always over me to read those two. Scott Snyder Batman I have read, and I did love it. It was awesome. Morrison Batman, again, I want to read it. We'll see at some point. Batman 66, come on! I'm super excited to read this at some point in my life because it's so, look, man, I grew up on this show. The show is so good. Same bat time, same bat channel. Superman, Batman Omnibus, I have read when it came out. I loved it. Can't wait for the stories that are going to be in Volume 2, if and when they make it. Death of Superman, after the setup, the death wasn't that great. The return stuff was incredible. Loved that stuff. Just the beginning was weird. Bunch of weird freaking 90s Justice League members I didn't know or recognize. Orion, this book was really good for the artwork. The story was okay. Not great. But the art was amazing. Super Sons, come on. Oh, the Super Sons book is so good, and it pisses me off that there's a better version of it out there. I feel like I need to upgrade to the new, fuller edition, but I don't want to spend the money. But the book is good. I love the Super Sons. Here is a motorcycle, because you never know when you need a motorcycle in your book collection. The Authority Omnibus. Just finished reading that one. It was good-ish. I liked the Ellis stuff much better than the Miller, but the Miller stuff wasn't bad. Seven Soldiers by Morrison, haven't read. I have a lot of freaking Morrison I haven't read, so I shouldn't say that he's overrated because I haven't read a lot of his stuff. Animal Man, the only omnibus I've never finished. Didn't catch me at the time I started, and I've never gone back. I think that was like 5 years ago. Justice League, Darkseid Saga. I've read the beginning of this Justice League run, but never made it to this part, so I didn't read the book. Lucifer, 1 and 2. I got it because I was kind of interested in it. It came out. I think one of my friends baited me on it, and here we are. Harley Quinn and Gotham City Sirens. I got it for my Harley Quinn read-through, which I did partially, but didn't finish. Batman, Rise and the Fall of the Batman. I read that digitally. It was pretty good. I like James Tynion. I like Detective Comics. It was good. Good run. Solid stuff. Jack Kirby, Fourth World. Great art. Mediocre story. Animal Man by Jeff Johns. Great art, great story, mediocre ending. Much like this video, a mediocre ending. Oh yeah, and this Jim Lee Just Draw book. It's all of his Twitch streams. Look at this. Look at these. Look at these pictures. Look at these. I mean, that's just great stuff, dude. All of his Twitch art. I mean, look. Look, Hush. Princess Mononoke. Batwoman. Link. Thor. Come on, dude. This book is amazing. I almost forgot to show these. These TMNT books, I got all of them, but the most recent one, which is En route on the way. And then in the other independent stuff, I got Criminal 1 and 2, East of West, Transformers, Omar sent me, and Manhattan Projects. Out of all of those, I've read Transformers. That's it. But I do want to read those criminal books. I can't decide if I should get the third one or not. So, let's answer a few questions. 1, what are my read percentages by brand? So the last time I figured it, which I haven't added in a few of the new books I got, but the last time I figured it, I was right around 50% Marvel, having read a little over 50% of my Marvel books. I read right around 25 to 35% only of my DC books, and then my independent books were somewhere in the middle. They were around 40%, something like that, 45% from what I remember. How many books in your collection have you read? I would love to know. Number 2, why do I leave my books sealed? So many of the books, even the ones that the content I've read is sealed. Well, it's simple. If I'm not going to read the omnibus, I leave it sealed until I'm ready to read it. So a lot of the books I read when they came out, I read them digitally before I actually owned the omnibus, and I decided, oh, I want to have this in my collection. I leave them sealed simply because the value is higher, and so if there's ever a medical emergency or I need to sell them to make some money, which hopefully I never have to do, fingers crossed, I haven't crossed that bridge yet, but I can do it and I can make a little more money. Is that the smartest thing to do? No, it's pretty stupid, because if there's an error or a problem with the book, then you won't know until you open it up. But it is what it is, and that's how I live my life. Don't you judge me. Get out of here. Just kidding. And finally, what does my full office setup above the garage, man cave, playroom, entertainment center look like? Maybe I'll do a video and show you guys, like a walkthrough. That might be kind of fun. I remodeled it recently. Pretty excited about it. Ish, maybe. Why? Keep it profesh. Anyway, guys, what was your favorite book in this collection? If you watched at this point, let me know what your favorite book out of my whole collection was. What's the one book you would choose to have in your collection that you might not have that I have in mine? Let me know in the comments below. Anyway, guys, I'm Tyler. This is Super Squad D, where the D stands for Destiny. See you next time. Peace.